Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
The Kern County Board of Supervisors is planning to take the next step in solving what many in the community and around the state see as the concerning epidemic of homelessness.
As numbers rise, the board preparing to make a major announcement next week. 23 ABC's Josh Sanders joining us in studio now, getting an interview with one of the board members about those next steps and what they plan to do to address the issue. Josh.
Good evening, Tim and Jessica. Back in September, Governor Gavin Newsom declared the homeless crisis in California an emergency, demanding immediate action to tackle the issue. Today, the Kern County Board of Supervisors announcing they are planning to declare that a homeless shelter crisis exists here at home and will be holding a special meeting next week to address the situation. The board will introduce a resolution declaring the crisis, which it will allow the county to eliminate bid requirements and establish an emergency project to speed up repairs as well as replace existing county facilities and the construction of a new low barrier navigation center. That center planned for the corner of Golden State Highway and O Street in central Bakersfield. Officials say it's needed because the most recent homeless survey shows 118% increase in unsheltered people compared to 2018 numbers. As of now, the center is set to cost the county around $4 million, $3 million in capital, and just over $1 million in operational costs. The Kern County Homeless Collaborative reports there are just over 1,300 homeless in shelters countywide as well as on the streets. Supervisor Leticia Perez says next week's meeting will be an opportunity to hear from community members invested in bringing those numbers down.
We will be hearing from the district attorney and the sheriff, as well as other subject matter experts, county department heads and nonprofits in the community who work in conjunction with each other, and to a large degree more and more so, which is a great sign of the kind of collaboration we need to build and grow and pursue in order to address this incredibly complex issue.
A lot of moving parts when it comes to this issue. The meeting scheduled for next Tuesday, October 29th at 9 a.m. I guess, again, a special meeting. We will continue to follow new developments on our social media platforms and website at turn23.com. For now in studio, Josh Sanders, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, Josh, thanks for that. Tonight, we are taking a deeper dive into the issue of vacant and abandoned homes. This following reoccurring violence stemming from a vacant southwest Bakersfield home where a man was stabbed to death on Monday. 3 people have been killed in 2 separate cases in just the last 2 years at that location. 23 ABC's Emma Lockhart joining us in studio with more on how the county and city's tactics for monitoring these homes actually differs. Emma.
And this is a story we are continuing to investigate, the issue of violence at vacant and abandoned homes, specifically the home off Lomita Drive where multiple homicides have occurred despite being boarded up by code compliance. We reached out to both the county and the city, learning they have different ways of monitoring those vacant and abandoned homes.
Somebody need to be, doing something because I'm really afraid for my family.
Armando Recanqui lives off Lomita Drive in southeast Bakersfield, just down the block from a vacant home, causing concern for neighbors.
I live here and then drive over here every day in the morning, and people going in and out over here all the time.
Neighbors now pleading for change following a double murder at the home in 2018. And most recently, sheriffs arrested 26-year-old David Valles, a homeless man, for stabbing and killing a man at the home on Monday. Neighbors say homeless people and drug users enter the home boarded up by county code compliance in November 2018. 23 ABC now learning the Kern County Sheriff's Office responded to the home more than 45 times since July 2018. Kern County officials say it's the Sheriff's Department's responsibility to respond to reports of squatters at tagged homes. As of now, sheriff deputies are the only law enforcement agency actively checking on vacant or abandoned homes in the county.
Occasionally for properties that we know have been condemned or abandoned and where people might go for criminal use, criminal drug use, we will occasionally go proactively, make sure that there aren't people that are using those properties.
That was the case for the home off Lomita Drive. Deputies say they checked on the home 11 times since July of 2018. Kern County Code Compliance says they are unable to follow up on tagged homes because there are too many in the county. That compared to the city, where code enforcement officials say they check on tagged homes every 90 days. If there are issues of squatters at a vacant or abandoned home, city code enforcement typically takes the lead on the call, and the Bakersfield Police Department will assist if necessary. For now, neighbors on Lomita Drive remain frustrated with the violence erupting from that vacant home.
Need to fix this. That's why we're paying taxes for, because we need something going on over here.
Co-Compliance says they have not had a complaint about the residents since October 2018, despite the amount of times KCSO has responded.
Now, ultimately, we learned that if you live in the county and have an issue where someone is at an abandoned or vacant home, you should call KCSO at 861-3110. If you live in the city, call code enforcement at 862-3712 or use the Bakersfield mobile app. Reporting in studio, Emma Lockhart, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Information there, Emma. Thanks for that. Now to the latest on the fires burning around the state. Governor Gavin Newsom issuing an emergency proclamation for Sonoma and LA counties due to the effects of the Kincaid and Tick fires. Flare-ups from the Tick fire jumped a major highway in Santa Clarita. Several houses caught on fire. The Tick fire started Thursday afternoon, grew to more than 800 acres in just 30 minutes. They worked to put out the flames overnight, but firefighters say the winds caused that fire to spread. The 4,300 acre now fire is 5% contained. Nearly 50,000 residents remain under evacuation orders. Meantime, as fire crews continue the battle of the Kincaid fire, PG&E saying a broken jumper wire was found on a transmission tower near where that blaze sparked up. The utility saying that it registered an outage at the tower Wednesday night, only 7 minutes before the fire erupted in Sonoma County. The Kincaid fire has scorched nearly 22,000 acres, only 5% contained. PG&E put shutoffs into effect around the state, but power has since been restored to customers. Officials saying another outage is possible this weekend, with the possibility of 842 customers impacted here at home. And Allison, you've been tracking these weather conditions. They're just continuing on this weekend.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing another round of breezy conditions beginning on Saturday, continuing into Monday. But that Kincaid fire is going to be actually bringing some smoke down through central California over the next several days. So that's something that we are continuing to track. But let's talk about temperatures. We are seeing the 80s across the Golden State, but those strong winds that we were seeing yesterday have died down significantly. Just 11-mile-per-hour winds into Tehachapi right now, 9 here in Bakersfield. But we continue to track the fire weather warning in the Kern County mountains due to those dangerously dry conditions that will be continuing throughout the evening hours. But Halloween less than a week away, so we are seeing these trunk or treat events begin. One tonight at 5 p.m., 87 degrees, and it will be slow to cool, still in those upper 70s by 7 p.m. I have more details on all the events that you can expect this weekend coming up next. The sheriff's office continues to look for leads in a deadly shooting that happened overnight in East Bakersfield. Deputies say they responded to Niles Street near Sterling Road around midnight for reports of a shooting. They found a man suffering from a gunshot wound to the leg. He was transported to the hospital and is expected to recover. However, deputies also found a second man with gunshot wounds who was pronounced dead at the scene. No arrests have been made. But if you have any information, you are urged to call KCSO at 861-3110.
Turn now to family and friends of a Bakersfield restaurant owner grieving tonight and looking for answers following a shooting that unfolded in the city of Baltimore last week. 23 ABC's Tori Cooper has spent the last week looking into what happened and spoke to family members of Demetrius Tanner. She joins us live in South Bakersfield with details on the investigation. Tori?
Tim, Jess, family members of 32-year-old Demetrius Tanner say that he opened up this restaurant you see behind me almost exactly a year ago with his friend. But according to the Baltimore Police Department, Tanner is also one of 2 men who were shot and killed in front of a Baltimore residence last Thursday. But as you can see, the community really coming together here, leaving behind some balloons you can see from last night's vigil here in South Bakersfield to honor Tanner.
What are you going to miss most about him?
His smile. Just him being him. He would come up, I don't care what you were doing, he had a different way to do it. He had a different way that it should be done, because he was next door and he was here so much. I mean, I put Pampers on him.
Steve Wolford found out last Thursday that his 32-year-old nephew, Demetrius Tanner, was shot and killed while visiting the city of Baltimore.
He tried working, he had kids, trying to take care of them, and that was him. He was trying to make a better life.
Wolford says his nephew Tanner was one of 5 kids who grew up in South Bakersfield without his father consistently in his life.
And he went to school, he was in gifted classes, he wasn't a gangbanger. Out here we live in an area where you're associated with gang members, but he was not one.
The Bakersfield Police Department says Tanner was a documented country boy Crip at one time and has faced drug and firearm possession charges in the past. Court documents show Tanner was sentenced to 2 years in jail but only served 41 days and was released on good behavior. We reached out to Baltimore police who tell us Tanner was shot along with a 23-year-old Stockton man named Frank Payne, but at this time they do not have any suspect information and it is an open investigation.
I'm just hoping that they get the guy that did this.
The Bakersfield Police Department told 23 ABC News that they have been in communication with the Baltimore Police Department regarding Tanner's time here in Bakersfield to help provide background information in the case. Despite Tanner's run-in with the law in the past, Wolford says Tanner was working to turn his life around, so he decided to help a friend open up a restaurant here on South Chester Avenue a year ago.
Because he took a building that wasn't anything and made it look like it looks now. And we're proud of him for doing that.
Employees told 23 ABC News that as of now, Tanner's business partner, who wished to remain unnamed, plans to keep the restaurant open. Now, family and friends are just hoping that authorities can find the person responsible for Tanner's death.
And that's all I hope, that the police take it and somebody just don't throw it aside and rule it as just a homicide.
Now, the Bakersfield Police Department says they will provide the Baltimore Police Department any information they find useful in their investigation. But if you or anyone has information regarding this case, you are urged to contact BPD at 327-7111 or the Baltimore Police Department at 410-396-2100. But for now, live in South Bakersfield, I'm Tori Cooper for 23 ABC News, connecting you.